what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sensibly Cynical podcast. Today, I am set to be joined by Andre Moultry of the Jacksonville Jaguars Country podcast. And surprise, I'm actually a diehard Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I haven't mentioned them much on the podcast, maybe here and there. You could probably decipher that early in the podcast history. But yes, I'm a Jags fan. So, of course, to preview the Super Bowl this Sunday, I had to bring in my man Andre. You know, he runs the podcast over there. You guys check it out. Jaguar fan or not, he does a good job. And I was so excited when he agreed to come on the podcast today. So here it is, our Super Bowl 56 preview show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, making his Sensibly Cynical debut, the host of the Jacksonville Jaguars Country podcast, my man Andre Moultry. What's going on, bro?
How are you today? I'm doing good, and thank you.
Yeah, man. It's just been a long time coming. I remember talking to you a while back, and I was like, yeah, maybe you should come on the podcast sometimes. And it hasn't happened until now, but I'm glad we can make it work.
I'm glad we can make it work as well, man. We had a great conversation at the JJC, and we're going to do the same here.
Well, I feel bad. Let's talk about that. I feel bad because you had me on about a week before our last coaching hire. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars, of course. And I felt bad because I was like, oh, Urban this, Urban that. And then we hired him. But if I remember, I was against Urban. So maybe I had some foresight, but I felt bad about what happened to the franchise, What's your thoughts on how that happened before we get to the Super Bowl? What's your thoughts on the whole Urban thing?
I wasn't the biggest fan of Urban. I thought that you're bringing a rookie quarterback in once in a generation. And, Shad Khan talking about new era. And you bring in a college coach that, quite frankly, had more power than a lot of coaches that's in the NFL now. And I'm just thinking, why him?
Right.
He has a track record of always having some type of drama everywhere he goes. And this is the guy that you choose.
Yeah. Well, let's put that in the past, But yeah, I like that. I like that thought process there when it came to, the skepticism, I guess, or cynicism, for a better word, cynicism here on the Sensibly Cynical podcast. Yeah, I mean, that's just the past, I like this Doug Peterson hire, but we can save that for the latter part. Let's talk about Super Bowl this week. What is it? Super Bowl 50 something? What is it?
I think it's
56 or something. Yeah, I think it's 56, something like that. So we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams. First off, before we even dive into the details, what's your initial thoughts on this matchup?
Rams are going to blow them out. That was my first initial thought of it. It's going to be ugly. You
still think that way, or have you backpedaled since that first thought?
I have backpedaled since that thought, and I thought about it. I didn't expect the Bengals to beat Kansas City.
Yeah, no, that shocked a lot of people. I have family in Kansas City. My brother, sister-in-law, obviously, and everybody up there. I felt so bad for them. They're Chiefs fans, but I was like, I kind of saw it coming. I kind of saw the Bengals as like a sleeper team, but I didn't think that they would come so forward as far as progress, so quick. I mean, Joe Burrow over there, the champion quarterback for LSU.
Yep.
And he's kind of doing what I hope Trevor Lawrence does for the Jags, is pick up a franchise that was dead in the water. Let's be real. Zach Taylor over there. I remember didn't they go winless in his first season? Either that or one loss. It was something miserable.
Yeah, it was like 1 or 2 wins.
Or they even lost to us. They even lost to us, I think, a couple years ago. But
yeah, something like that.
So I mean, I don't know. But I think the Rams are obviously favorites. I mean, as they should be. Matt Stafford over there, Odell, Cooper Kupp. I mean, you can go on and on and on.
Exactly.
But Andre, I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati hangs around, bro.
This is where the backpedaling started, right? I looked at Kansas City, and the only reason why I thought the Bengals don't have a chance, I saw what Chris Jones did to, I think, their left tackle or inside lineman. He turned them around 360 as he swung past them. And my first thought was, if Chris Jones can do that, imagine what Aaron Donald is going to do.
It's true. That's true.
And I thought what Aaron Donald said in the fourth quarter against the 49ers, and they didn't score another point. Like, it was Jimmy G scored a touchdown, made it 17-7.
Right.
And then all you saw on the sidelines was he huddled up everybody, the whole defense. And I don't know what he said to them, but the 49ers never scored another point. So my initial thoughts was, if he gets into that mode,
watch out.
Yeah, watch out, because the Bengals had already given up 9 sacks to Tennessee. Rams is top 5 in sacks. So
yeah, well, let's not underestimate how good Jamar Chase is. I don't think he needs too much of a breathing room, but Ramsey's going to try to shut him down. So that may bring up. But I mean, if you look at I did a little bit of research for this because I don't know too much about the Bengals. I know about our other cats, our cats, but I didn't realize until I did a little research earlier today that the Bengals have 3 receivers that had over 800 yards receiving. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and I think Boyd. I don't know the guy's first name, but all 3 receivers had over 800 yards. That's consistency that I didn't know that they had. And I don't even think Zach Taylor knew they had all that training camp. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I will say last year, and I've watched the game, it was against the Browns, before he tore his ACL, he showed a little bit of something because he kept throwing the T.
No. Oh, I was going to talk about the receivers, but you're talking about Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I'm talking about the receivers as well.
Oh, okay.
You saw the chemistry he had with T. Higgins and with Tyler Boyd, and he was giving them the ball. When he found out that Tyler Boyd was his possession receiver, he was getting 6-7 catches. And when they asked for Jamar Chase, everybody thought they needed a lineman. But as we're looking at it, he was right.
And we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring matchup. The question is, is it only going to be high-scoring for the Rams?
Yeah.
I didn't say it was going to be high-scoring for both teams. I just said it's going to be high-scoring in general. I think it could be like 50 to like 10.
I hope not. I can see the Bengals pull this off because
wait. I thought you said that. You did say you're coming around. So that must be
I'm gonna pick the Rams. But if I do see, and I could see this happening for Cincinnati, right? Mm-hmm. They're playing with house money at this point. This is a rebuild year for them. So they really don't have the pressure that the Rams have after making all the trades, giving up all the first round draft picks, and picking up Matthew Stafford to win the game. And when you're playing loose, you never know what can happen. And Joe Burrow's got the personality. He's got the attitude that can pull off an upset like this. And
maybe
Matthew Stafford, I mean, this is his first playoff go. And he almost cost them the game against the 49ers with the interception that was dropped. So
yeah, I guess we'll see what happens, man. But here's another thing. You're right, house money, because this is their first Super Bowl appearance since 1988. I was one. Like, I hear about stories, Boomer Esiason and everything like that. And my personal favorite, one of my personal favorite running backs, Corey Dillon. He was that dude back in the day.
I love Corey Dillon.
I think he gypped because of him. Fred Taylor, I think, missed out on a Pro Bowl or two, but let's not remember those back in the day. But what's astonishing about this is they had their first playoff win this series since 1990.
Exactly.
So I hear what you're saying when it comes to house money. They beat the Chiefs, which, like we talked about earlier, like, oh my God. Yeah, that was surprising to me, that how Mahomes and their defense stepped up. So let's, I feel like that people are going to sleep on the Bengals defense this game because everyone, and rightfully so, is talking about Ramsey, Donald and company. But let's not forget, the Bengals stopped Mahomes. That whole controversy with the overtime rules. They had to stop him, and they did. So let's not sleep on the Bengals defense either.
Eli Apple. The crazy part about the Rams is they have OBJ. If they didn't have OBJ, I think the Bengals stand more of a chance. I think he's really going to be a factor in this game because the attention is going to be on Cooper Kupp. But OBJ is a monster in himself, and who's going to be checking him? Eli Apple? I mean, that's not going to be pretty.
They better hope it's not a sour apple. They better hope it's a red apple.
Yeah, like The Rams, I hope Sean McVay learned from his first Super Bowl because
Mm-hmm.
when I watched that game against the
Mm-hmm.
Patriots in the Super Bowl, it's
Yeah.
the reason why I love football. What Bill Belichick did to Sean McVay is the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I love football. A simple strategy that he played took Sean McVay all the way off his game, and he had no way to adjust to it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that then. Let's throw the Super Bowl away for a second. Let's even not throw away our Jags, but let's just talk about you. Let's just talk about you in football. So you said you've been a fan for a long time of the game, right? So
Yes.
talk about your history. Did you play? Did you just watch? Like talk about your history with the game.
I watched a little bit. I studied it. I somewhat played a little bit, and
Like in
I've
high school
always
or something? Or
before high school, and then a little bit in high
Mhm.
school, but not much.
Mhm.
I've always studied the game, and I learned football. The first time I ever watched football was in 1996. Brett Favre did a play action pass, and he bombed it to Antonio Freeman. I don't know who the receiver was, for like 57 yards or something.
Mhm.
And it was a touchdown. But the way he threw it was so pretty, like it was between like two defenders for a touchdown. And I was hooked ever since.
Funny you mention that because that's actually my one of my family teams too. So I definitely remember those Packers teams. You know, Dorsey Levens and Antonio Freeman. Who's the other one? But yeah, the old
Bubba
gun.
Frank.
No, that was after Bubba. Bubba Franks was later.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, Dorsey Levens, Bubba Franks was after that. But there was another. What's the other Antonio Freeman? There was another receiver, but they were stacked, man. The old gunslinger Brett Favre, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
And he had
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, that man. Yeah, me too, actually. And then of course, you know, Brunel and everything. But let's not bore everybody. We have some non-Jack fans, so listening too. So you know, this is. Let's talk about, you know. What's your thoughts on when all the rule changes when it comes to player safety? Obviously, we're all a fan of, you know, some of the rule changes, but what's your thoughts on the ones now, even if it looks like it's, you know, the helmet to helmet, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it
Yeah.
looks bad, they flag it. What's your thoughts on all those new rules implemented about, was it 5 years or so back?
Yeah. The one rule that I wish that they would get back in the game is allowing corners to touch the receivers.
Well, don't they have 5 yards?
Yes, 5 yards. I think 5 yards ain't enough because back in the day, when you could put your hands on the receiver, they weren't able to make an easy slant across the middle. Nobody wanted to go across the middle because they knew that it was trouble. Nowadays, I mean, a player like Cooper Kupp, he does one move, he's in the middle, you throw the ball to him, and he can do the rest. Tyreek Hill, he's too fast for you not to try to put your hands on him. And I mean, today's game is kind of like they want to have more scoring, so those things. But with the player safety, the NFL is in a lose-lose situation because the game is physical. Like, you can't take the physicality out of the game. So they're trying to do the best they can so nobody can die on their watch.
Yeah, and they're making so much money, and it's a business, so they're in a tough spot because as soon as they take all the physicality out, people will stop watching. They don't want to watch flag football.
Exactly.
So how do you balance that? And I feel like it could get worse because once all these people retire from the 90s and 2000s, data will start coming in because technology's gotten better in the last decade or so. So these CTE results, right, once these people unfortunately are no longer around, when these CTE results start coming, because, you know, NFL's not going away. So I'm scared that they may shut down a lot of it more because I'm afraid of these CTE results coming in. Not afraid, but you know what I mean? Like, as they should come in, because you know what I'm trying to say, though. Like, as far as the game, it could get worse.
It could, but
better because it's more for safety too. So it's kind of that deal there, you know.
Right. My thing is, once they professionals, it's hard to stop the contact and the collision. I do like that they're starting to implement things as kids not playing peewee football as much because, you know, peewee football is a little physical. Like, there's always one kid that wants to light someone up. It's always one.
Yeah, it's always that one kid.
Right.
And usually the kid is like a son of a former player or something,
and
or
want to tear somebody up.
Yeah, or like their grandfather was in the college ball or something.
Right.
You know.
And as they learn more, they're finding better ways to lessen the effects of CTE because, I mean, it's entirely hard with the way football is played.
Right.
It's hard, but I will say this. I feel sorry for a lot of defenders because, I mean, what can you do if you in motion trying to hit somebody?
You have to be
a specific way.
You have to be some sort of genius and get right and have your hand there right when the ball hits the receiver. That's like unfair, but that's what you got to do now. If you're a second or so early or a second or so late, they're going to throw a flag. But
here's something else.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, here's something else I found out. Players don't want to play cornerback no more. More players are coming up to be wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been hearing that if you wanted to get to college, play cornerback because a lot of players are like, well, I mean, wide receiver, look at all the wide receivers we got today. You know, back in the day, you had two great receivers. You was untouchable.
Right.
Today, people can get easily 2 or 3. The Bengals got 3 receivers with a possible 4 at tight end that they can go to at any time.
Yeah, true. I'm excited about this matchup, man. I really am.
I am as well.
I really am. So, what's your thoughts on, the history discrepancy? Like, do you think just history doesn't matter? It's what now is? Like, do you think it's just for media fluff? Or do you think there's something to it that the Bengals are one of 12 teams not to win a championship? Do you think there's something to that?
I think they just had unfortunate luck. I watched their missing rings, America's game missing rings, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it was sad. It was sad.
Mm-hmm.
They created the fast-paced offense that we use today, the no huddle.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And they used it that season, and only for Joe Montana to take away their glory. That was the year.
Yeah.
And then the other Super Bowl they were in, they faced Joe Montana again.
Mm-hmm.
The great Ken Anderson, and they lost.
Anderson. Man, that's a throwback.
I know, right?
Not Kenny Anderson, Ken Anderson.
And
yeah,
I kind of, I'm gonna call it media fluff. I think the Bengals, this team is so young. They know about the history.
Yeah, they don't give it. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, Zach Taylor, he young as well. I remember watching him at Nebraska.
I'm older than him almost.
See? I mean, they know what it is, the history, but they just going out there and playing for real.
Yeah, and then they're going against the Rams, who last won in '99 when they beat they beat the Pats when they won it. I don't know, but they beat the Titans, right?
Yeah, they beat the Titans.
Yeah, F the Titans.
Oh man, I love that. That was one of my favorite Super Bowls.
Yeah, well, of course, anytime the Titans lose, right, Andre?
Yes. I hate them. I'm sorry, man. I hate them.
No, yeah. As all Jags fans should. But no, this is their 5th Super Bowl appearance. So I mean, and the last time they lost to the Pats in, I think it was 2018. Oh. So I mean, yeah, this is their second in the last 4 years. So you could tell the history discrepancy is pretty apparent. And even though, people would be like, oh, maybe they're sleeping on the Bengals, I don't think McVay sleeps on anybody.
No.
You see him on the sideline, he's ready to take names.
Yes.
like he wants to take blood, not literally, but figuratively.
Right. And not only that, he's coaching against a guy that knows him. Mm-hmm. And that's an advantage for the Bengals. Mm-hmm. Zach Taylor knows what Sean McVay does and what he wants to do. So
right. So let's get to our Super Bowl picks before we transition to different topics. What's your prediction?
I'm going to go with the Rams winning this Super Bowl.
Score?
No, the score 27-26.
MVP?
The Bengals are going to miss a field goal at the end.
Oh, who guys the MVP?
The MVP will be the running back, Cam Akers.
Nice. Yeah, can't forget Cam. Oh, I almost forgot about him. Almost. But no, I'm going to take the Rams too. I'm gonna go with Stafford. I think Stafford's gonna ball out. He's gonna be like, see what I did in Detroit? Y'all thought it was just Detroit. No. It's for real. You know what'd be funny? You know what'd be funny is if they show Calvin Johnson at the game.
Oh, that would be funny.
I don't
That would
think
be
it's gonna
crazy.
go, but if he did go, that'd be classic.
That would. And then he come down there when they hosting the trophy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like out of nowhere, like there's no mention of him at all. And then I don't know who's got the coverage. Is it Fox or whoever? I don't know who has the coverage, but that'd be hilarious. Like, oh hey, who was that? Is he a fan? Oh no, that's a Hall of Famer. Oh okay. I'd be like, is that a fan on the field? Like he's like a 6'8" fan. It's like no, it's Calvin Johnson, Megatron. That'd be
Right.
classic. That'd be classic.
I would love that.
So yeah, that it'd be a good game. So before we get to our closing, Tom Brady retired. What's your thoughts on the GOAT, or do you consider him the GOAT?
He's see, I argue with myself between Tom Brady and Jerry Rice. I watched Tom Brady with my own eyes come back from 28-3.
Yeah.
I watched that, and not only that, I can tell you exactly where I was at when I watched it.
Where?
I was at a bar.
You talking about the Jaguar? You talking about when we lost?
Oh no, when we lost, I was at home. I don't.
Okay. So recall. Tell me about that 28-3. What was the game, and talk about that.
It was the Atlanta Falcons. I think Tom Brady had threw an interception for a touchdown, and then I think Matt Ryan scored a touchdown. So now it's 28-3.
Mm-hmm.
And the bar did not believe. They were rooting for Tom Brady. They're like, Tom Brady's going to turn this around. The entire bar was not concerned about the 28-3. And I'm thinking like, Matt Ryan is about to win MVP. There's certain quarterbacks that I cannot see holding the Lombardi trophy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of these quarterbacks I just cannot see holding the trophy, and Matt Ryan was one of them. I just thought it was awkward of him holding the Super Bowl trophy. It was weird him winning MVP. So that happens, and then Tom Brady on the sideline just goes psycho mode, and the defense does, and next minute you know they win the game, and I'm like, is this GOAT? Is this the GOAT? And at this point, he the go to quarterbacks. I can't argue that. He's the go to quarterbacks. Like anybody trying to argue anybody else, it's just they're just trying to make a conversation.
They're just trolling.
Right.
And for those that don't know, I mean, everyone should know the acronym, but it's greatest of all time. But in case we have some people that are under a rock, it means greatest of all time. Yeah, I think he's obviously the greatest quarterback. To say he's the greatest football player, I mean, there's so many. That's a different level. Jim Brown is who I would say. But I think Tom Brady is probably, I would throw him in there in the mix as the greatest player.
Yeah.
In the mix. Like there's some names, you know, like there's probably 5 names you could throw around.
Yes.
What about Bo Jackson could be thrown around?
Athlete, yeah, but player, no.
You don't think so?
Nah. I think he was I think I can put him in there as athlete because he was an amazing athlete.
Yeah. So it's kind of sad, like when the media leaked it. That's why, hey, I want to talk about that real quick. What's your thoughts on the whole Adam Schefter? Like, I think it's gotten out of control, right? There's no respect anymore. It's who's first, not who's accurate. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that 100%. I think they should allow it to take course, but they want the views. So they get the views and the notoriety. You got to leak it first. You got to be the first to do it, and that's the problem.
Yeah, if you're, it's like Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last.
Exactly.
That's it.
And when people click articles, if you're first, they click in your article like, oh, is this true? And then once it's validated, it brings some validation to you because then everybody's like, oh, see, they must know something. Tom Brady retired.
There's probably a bonus. ESPN probably gives them a bonus, you know. They probably give them a bonus per article. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised at that. Yeah, I think it was a little classless. Like, if you know he's going to retire, the least you can do is hold on to it until he does the Instagram post.
Exactly.
Or even before the Instagram post. Like, wait until you get like information from his agent or something. You could wait a little bit, but then at the same time, someone else is not going to have any class either, and they're going to beat you. So I see both sides.
Yeah, and you could talk to Tom Brady if you can talk to him and be like, hey, you know, can I get an interview with you? And you announce it on the spot there or something like that. But just he wasn't allowed to do it. It kind of took it a little bit, and now that's the the sad part about it.
Oh, you can cuss. I don't care. There's
Yeah, that's the fucked up part about it.
Oh no, it's explicit. You can cuss if you want. I don't care. But no, man. So this has been awesome. Now, of course, we're gonna end with Jaguar talk. It wouldn't be us, right, if we didn't talk about the Jags.
Exactly.
Screw everybody else listening in with other teams. You know.
I know the Bengal fans are gonna be somewhat happy.
But then all
some love here.
But then all my clicks just went down if I keep that soundbite. Screw them. Hey, stop listening to us if you're offended by this. No, man. So what do you think about Trevor Lawrence? How do you think his season went? Do you think he improved as the season went along, or what?
It's remained to be seen. I feel like he made improvement, but honestly, the coaching staff failed him more than he failed himself.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like some of the throws I saw, he's there. He has it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the organization that failed him this rookie year. And this Doug Peterson hire,
mm-hmm.
I know I was a fan of Byron Leftwich, Pep Hamilton, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those. Anybody that's
mm-hmm.
McVay boy, I want it. Because all McVay boys are winning games.
Right.
So I just figured, hey, why not get one of them?
Well, I think that, obviously this whole diversity thing, it needs to improve. Like, there's no excuse for only one. There's just literally no excuse, considering like 70% or more are, African American. So there's no excuse for it being that. There's no excuse for it being that low. So, but at the same time, it's like, are these rumors true that Byron Leftwich had an ultimatum? Well, if you're Khan, I mean, it's probably overblown. It was probably media looking for a scapegoat. But at the same time, I would have been all about Byron bringing his own guy. Wilson was a good player for the Cardinals. I would have been all for it, you know. But I was kind of like, I was excited because I was a Byron guy. I had his jersey. I
was a huge Byron guy.
Yeah, I got his jersey. My buddy got it for me. My friends got it for me. What people don't realize is he actually I think he took us to the playoffs in 2003.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't a bad quarterback.
And we were actually good in the early in the 2000s. We had a couple good years. Of course, 2007, but I think
he went 12-4. We lost to the Patriots.
07, pretty sure we
but
went 12-4.
It was another year. It was
08. It was around that. It was around that time frame.
Because it was 03.
07. I believe it was 07.
Okay.
Talking about the run, you're talking about Garrard went for it on fourth, and we got the first down.
Not that season. It was another season before that.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it was. Maybe 2005.
I think so. That was a great team.
Yeah. So talk about how long you've been a Jaguar fan.
I've been a Jaguar fan actually since Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
Byron Leftwich and Jimmy Smith are the reason I became a Jags fan.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the debate between Mark Brunell and Fred Taylor who do you think is the greatest Jaguar of all time? The greatest Jaguar of all time to me is Jimmy Smith. Or Fred and Boselli. Fred and Boselli is who I'm thinking of.
Well, Tony was on top of his game. That's tough. He was the reason Lyman got paid.
Yeah.
He's the very reason Lyman got paid.
Yeah, Boselli should get in the Hall of Fame this year.
I am so waiting for him to get in the Hall of Fame. I was going to buy my ticket when he was a finalist last year because I thought that was the opportunity. They were going to finally give it to him. And who did they let in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
It was some. I think one of the Colts running backs or something last year got in.
Edgerrin James?
And I was like,
probably.
Wait a minute. I remember Edgerrin.
God, yeah. I have nightmares about how he ran all over us.
Oh, my
God. He made it wasn't just Peyton Manning that destroyed the Jags. It was Edgerrin James. The whole crew destroyed us.
Yes.
But I think Jimmy Smith's my pick for greatest Jaguar of all time, and I would put Boselli a second and then Fred third.
I probably would. It would be Jimmy. I go Fred, and then I would go Boselli.
And then I got Jones Drew up there. But so. What's your prediction on the Jaguars' record next year? Do you think that they get the 500, or do you think that's ambitious?
I think they win 6 games. I think they can win 6 games next year because I trust Doug Peterson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a great hire. He won Super Bowl, like we were saying, and hopefully they'll let him bring his own staff. And Balky God, the Fire Balky and the Clown Town. That whole thing was a sideshow. Did you watch that game?
Yes,
And
I watched it.
The clowns.
The best Jaguar performance all season.
I know we won. Yeah, get it.
I was thinking in my head, like, I wish the fans wore clowns all year because they might have played better.
I went to the bar. I was all alone, and I didn't even care. I was like, let's go. But Andre, this has been awesome, and I'm glad that we could stay friends over the years, man. Virtually, of course.
Yes.
Virtually, of course.
Yes, of course. I will be making my way to the Jacksonville sometime this year.
Oh, we have to link up. We'll have to link up.
Definitely, man.
I'm a good 5 hours away, so maybe I'll have to make that jaunt, you know?
Okay.
What game are you thinking?
I'm thinking about Dallas. See, I was going to do the Philly game, but the Philly game is in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'm going to do that game.
It's just going to be you, family trip, or what?
Just me.
Just you, huh?
Yeah,
well, you're in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
So tell the story on why you're not a Browns fan. What's up with that? What's up with that?
I have one of my friends are a super Browns fan. I'm a super Browns fan. And he asked me that same question.
Yeah. And what's your answer?
My answer was, now this was 99. This was before the Browns in Cleveland was coming back. Because we didn't have football for a couple years. When I started watching football, there was no Browns team.
Mm-hmm.
So there, you just watched all the games.
Mm-hmm.
And the Browns were coming back. And I'm little. And I'm like, yeah, the Browns are coming back. Yeah. And people talking about, yeah, when the Browns come back, this, that, and the third. I went to the celebration for them coming out. And I wanted a game ball because they were handing out game balls. So Jim Brown looked at me, said, I'm going to give you a game ball. And he never gave me a game ball. And I took it some type of way because in Cleveland, Jim Brown is like, you can't, like, that man is on his own, like, because he was the last person to deliver a championship. So, I mean, before LeBron James. So,
yeah,
Jim Brown is held really in high regard.
Yeah, he probably is considered the GOAT.
Yeah, he's up there.
There, I mean, not. I'm not talking about like nationally, but I mean, I bet in Ohio they all think he's like God or something.
It's a good respect for him.
The way he ran over people was like nuts, man. Back in the day.
Yes, and he was ahead of his time.
So tell everybody about your podcast, man.
All right, the JJC podcast. We're on once a week. Have a website, Jacksonville Jaguars Country, all Jaguars, and we keep it 100% honest and real. No media fluff. If a player sucks, we say it. If a coaching staff sucks, we say it. I feel a lot of times people tiptoe around stuff. And the media sometimes doesn't ask the right questions. And at the JJC, we ask those questions. We deliver those answers. We write about those answers. We write about the thoughts of what we saw about the team in an honest and 100% no filter.
Yeah, I listen. It's just you, right?
Yes, it's just me. I have guests on.
Me.
Yes, you, of course.
Yeah.
We had a great episode. A lot of people told me they loved that episode. They said that it was like a conversation at a bar between fans.
Yeah, I liked it. I appreciate you having me on,
Man, listen, I loved it.
Yeah. Well, you know how I think about you, Andre. I think you're awesome.
I think you are too, man.
And I'm glad we could, like I said, I'm glad we could stay friends, man. And, when we meet, it'll be around, will be on me. So.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you drink? Are you a drinking guy?
I no longer drink.
Oh no. Well then it'll be something, coffee or something.
Yeah, it'll be water.
Are you not a coffee guy either?
I'm a tea.
Oh, tea. You'd be good in like England, man. Go over there and tea and crumpets.
Oh man, that sounds good too. That sounds real good.
Are you into the other kind of football? Soccer?
The what?
Soccer.
Oh, soccer.
That's the other kind of football.
Nah, I watch the World Cup when it comes on.
Yeah.
But that's about it. And I like the FIFA video game.
Oh man, we could talk another 10 minutes about that video game, man. I was always Germany. What?
Unstoppable.
Germany. I was Germany, man. I didn't care, bro. I would kill people in that game. I would literally stay up and usually it was just me against the computer, and I would waste 12 hours of my day sometimes just wanting to beat beat it on like hard level.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was like, I'm not gonna sleep until I beat this shit. Oh man, good times, man. And you could actually slide tackle and like injure people in that game.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, like there's no holds barred in some of those games.
They're so exciting.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for coming on the podcast today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate
And
it very, very, very much.
And Duval.
I gotta say, Jags country.
All right, man.
Thank you, man, again.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that's it. I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl this Sunday. Should be a good game. Once again, I would like to thank Andre Moultry for coming on the podcast today. And I want to thank you for listening and hopefully subscribing to the podcast wherever you get them. iTunes, Spotify, we're on them all. There is no Instagram trivia results this week. I will continue them at a later date. To be continued. Please follow us on Twitter at Cynical Sensibly, Instagram Sensibly Cynical Pod, and please follow our Facebook page. And breaking news, dun 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 dun, I am now on TikTok. Check it out. Sensibly Cynical is the handle. I'm going to attempt to do videos. I am very, very bad at this. I just started and it's already giving me a hard time. TikTok 1, Sean 0. Take care, everybody.